Before we begin, Ian is aware of the production of this video and its contents. Do not harass him or attempt to find out any personal information. This situation has been handled properly and he has explicitly stated that he will post a response soon.
What, are we gonna mental block the intro?
There is something incredibly wrong here. Let's go back and compare this part of this FC with Alex's Tech FC.
What, are we gonna mental block the intro?
Divert your attention to the FC ring and the multiplier on the right side of the highway. The reason this is so wrong is this. Notice how Ian has a 2x, but Alex does not. In Clone Hero, a 2x multiplier is obtained by getting a 10-note streak, a 3x multiplier is obtained by getting a 20-note streak, and a 4x multiplier by obtaining a 30-note streak. So what makes Ian out of place? Evidently, the first 10 notes of the song ends here. Notice how Alex, accordingly, gets a 10-note streak and thus a 2x at that very spot. For the remaining notes in this intro for Ian, he is perpetually ahead of the note count, obtaining a 3x here and a 4x here. Something else worth noting is that the 4x is obtained seemingly when no note is hit, i.e. when the score and multiplier ticks do not increment. When confronted with this information, we contacted Ian and asked him to join VC to give him a chance to explain what might be going on with not only Victory Solo J, but as well as other inconsistencies.
Be honest, like, is anything cheated? Victory Solo J, anything?
Victory Solo J is the one and only thing I have 100% done anything non-authentic to. That's something I'll come clean about. I just can't, like, cap about it anymore. That I have to come clean about. That's the only thing I have specifically gone out of my way to do.
Not only did he admit to faking Victory Solo J, but the two people that can be heard in the voice chat during this crime were Venom Wave and Keys. He said they knew this FC was faked and agreed to fake a reaction to him FCing the song.
So here's my question then. Does Keys know you're cheating?
Keys?
Yeah, because he reacted to Victory Solo J.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, like, I think it's stupid. Like, don't get, like, Jacob involved in this. I mean, I obviously told him, like, hey, because Jacob doesn't give a fuck. He, like, this community is the last thing he cares about.
Okay. So then Keys and Venom Wave both know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As for Victory Solo J, this is what he described to be happening. You have the run first, legit gameplay until a certain point. Then to get to where you missed a splice, you enable the bot mid-run. You can't tell though because that part of the vid isn't shown. You then disable the bot so that everything is back to normal, input show, and the hit window is normal. Then splice on the median of where you missed and where you started the other run. Another glaring issue with many of Ian's FCs is that the note counter does not match up to the notes being hit on the highway. It is important to note that as of PTB version 3300, the highway and note counter are supposed to be updating on the same frame. Prior to this update, the note counter would check if a note was hit on the highway every 50 milliseconds, meaning that the note counter would either be on time or behind of what is shown on the highway. Regardless of the PTB version, it should never be possible for the note streak counter to be ahead of the highway. We have studied the gameplay of many players such as Frith, Asai, Euclidwood, Archwick, and Nados and could not find one instance where the note streak counter was ahead of the highway. This holds true even for Ian's stream gameplay. However, his offline gameplay is strung with these instances. Despite this, Ian claims this is not a result of cheating. As far as we know, this is only specific to his gameplay, but we cannot say this is proof beyond a reasonable doubt. The first instance of suspected foul play in this investigation was for the first ever Keystone FC, which was uploaded on January 20th, 2022. This FC was done on the PTB version 3113. Meaning that we would expect the note streak counter to match the highway or fall slightly behind. However, what we find is that in Solo 1B, when the note streak counter reads 564 and the score counter reads 187,465, the next time the note streak counter updates it, it increases from 564 to 566, despite no notes being hit. The next example we bring to light is the most recent upload to Ian's channel, being Sounds Like Swing 2 100% FC. This FC was done on the newest PTB version, which means the note streak counter on the highway should always be in sync. The first instance in this video was found at timestamp 214 when the note streak counter reads 2,667 and the score counter reads 922,925. When the notes we see on screen are a series of yellow, blue, orange chords with orange hopos intermittent, we see the first chord is hit, but the note streak counter increases by 2.
The recently faked FC of Solus 6 that Nimba uploaded on September 22nd was actually aided in its creation by Ian. Ian recorded the gameplay with the same method of cheating as done in Victory Solo J, then sent it to Nimba to overlay with a webcam. Ian was later seen claiming Nimba didn't cheat as he was too stupid to do so. Faking for other players is bad, but defending someone who is trying to claim bounty money is even worse. This entire situation just shows Ian's lack of competitive integrity. In the Solus 4 150% Tech FC, he denied any foul play and that the entire video was indeed legitimate gameplay. However, he did admit that while grinding for this Tech FC, he had a run of Machinations A150 where he FC'd up to the second cycle, but then eventually missed. He then decided to fake a Section FC using that particular footage, but claims that this is not the gameplay that he used in the Tech FC video.
This is a very important thing to note. Score Spy is a must for top level play. There is zero reason to not play in Score Spy, and we have seen high reluctance from many to switch to Score Spy. This community cannot tolerate this behavior from world's best players any longer. It is only dangerous and harmful to everyone who values competitive integrity.
I understand that this information will be disappointing to many of you, but the situation is being handled properly and unnecessary slander and bullying is just unproductive. Ian is just 15 years old after all and has plenty of growing up ahead of him.